the days when you were mine, where we had our ups and downs. The bad outweighed the good. We had tried to work it out. Hell, I wondered if we could. Now I'm feeling lost and so alone. Yeah, I'm bleeding, spinning way out of control. Well, you say you need your time, that you need your space. Oh, baby, I don't understand. All I got to say is, what about me? What about us? What about life, baby? What about love? What about all our hopes, our plans, and all our dreams? Yeah. What about me? Yeah, I'm drinking. All the rumors are true, really sinking. In a broken heart of blue. Well, you told me you still love me, but girl, how could it be if you still want to
Hello again and welcome back to the BB&T Arena here in Sunrise, Florida, where the president is delivering remarks tonight at 7 p.m. for his homecoming rally this Thanksgiving week. We want to thank you all so much for joining us here on Right Side Broadcasting and choosing to tune in with us to watch the president's remarks live. We know we have a lot of choices of places to watch his remarks, and so we appreciate you choosing us tonight. We want to thank you all again for your continued support. It costs us between $5,000 and $7,000 each time we go to one of these rallies. It's not cheap, but it is your donations that get us there. If you're brand new to Right Side, you may not know that we are mostly viewer supported. We have been this way since our inception back in 2015, and you all have been fantastic in keeping us on the road at each and every rally since then. I'm sorry I'm not able to read donations right now as the Wi-Fi is non-existent and I can't get cell service, but nonetheless, as soon as we get that back, I will be catching up on all those donation shout-outs, so be sure to continue donating. If you're wondering how you can donate, there's a few ways you can do that. First of all, you can go to rsbnetwork.com/donate. There you can donate by credit card, debit card, or PayPal. That's a secure and trusted method to make sure your money is going to the right place without any risk of getting your information stolen. That also ensures that we get over 90% of the money that you donate, so there's not a ton of fees. And you can also leave us a message. This is a new feature that we have recently implemented, but you have the option to check a box when you donate. Leave us a message and it will go right to my inbox where I can read it out. You can also, if you're watching on YouTube, you can donate in the Super Chat, which is a great place to interact with other viewers. You can donate there by clicking the $ sign in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Leave us a message and an amount, and we'll be sure to read those donations out when we get a chance as well. Additionally, you can become a patron on our Patreon page. You can go to patreon.com/RSBN. There's different tiers with different perks, and we encourage you to check those out. And lastly, if you're old-fashioned, you can mail us a check to our address, which is 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. That address is available on our website, as well as I'm going to ask the moderators to drop that address in the Super Chat so you can get that down, because I know it's hard to write it down when we are talking so quickly up here. Also, I want to thank our partners over at Disney Coins. Disney Coins is a fantastic partner who we've had the privilege of working with for the past few months. They're an American-based precious metals company making genuine silver and copper coins to commemorate the Trump administration and their many accomplishments. They come out with 2 new designs each month, ranging from Space Force, Build the Wall, Deplorables, Drain the Swamp, you name it, Disney Coins probably has it. They are made in America on American machines by people who live in and love America, and they're just a fantastic company. Everyone who works there is incredible, and we've been really blessed to be able to partner with them over the past few months. I'd encourage you to go check those out and collect them for yourself. You can go to DisneyCoins.com and shop there. Again, that's Disney, DISME coins.com to shop and buy all your coins. We collect them all here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, and we encourage you to do the same. If you do, send us a picture on our Instagram. We'll be happy to repost you, give you a shout out. Also, you can follow Disney on their social media at Disney Coins on Instagram and Facebook. Again, that's at Disney Coins on Instagram and Facebook. And when you go to checkout, make sure you use code RSBN at checkout. Again, that's code RSBN at checkout for a discount and to let them know that we sent you. It's a great time to buy them as you're gearing up for the holiday season and make great stocking stuffers and Christmas gifts, so be sure to check out Disney Coins today. There's a lot going on here. As you can see, we are just about 15 minutes away from the president's estimated speaking time. I do believe he has touched down here in Florida. I have not been able to get on my phone because there is really no cell service in here. But I do believe he has touched down according to the pool. As soon as I do get that confirmed, I'll be sure to let you all know. But until then, sit tight as we await more speakers and, of course, the main event of the evening, the President of the United States. I'm going to bring Liz back on for a second here. Liz, do you have anything you'd like to add? I told them how they could support Right Side as well as how they could support our partners. Anything else as we await the president? Oh, I do have a pool report real quick. I'm going to try and load that, but I'll let you say something as I try and load this.
Yeah, well, thank you, Jordan. It's great to be here, and it just looks like so far everyone's really packing out this arena. It looks fun, and we're excited for President Trump to take the stage. We're 13 minutes shy of his presence being here, so you can tell the energy is just really amplifying right now. As it usually does, there's still some standing room. There's some seats at the very top if you're okay with some decreased oxygen levels. But besides that, like, it's a really good turnout here. 21,000. We were told earlier that they were actually planning on taking some sheets and blocking off some of the sections because they do that when they don't think they can fill an auditorium. However, they opened it all up. It is free range for everyone to sit anywhere they want. I mean, it's absolutely historical right now. It's something we see every day, but if you think about it, who else could do this? Nobody other than President Trump could do this. It's absolutely just mind-blowing. It's history in the making, and we get to be a part of it right here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are on the front lines of this, and we are so excited to come towards 2020. So, let's see. It looks like the music just turned down, and we're going to see what's up.
I wish my email would load.
Oh, there's the speaker, and then we have some things to mention.
Brad Parscale.
Well, hello, my home state of Florida. Now, they tell me there's no Republicans in Broward. But I live here. And all of you live here almost, right? Now, they always ask me over and over again, you know, you're going to win Florida in 2020? We're going to crush it in 2020 in Florida. We got a great governor, Ron DeSantis. He isn't here yet. Great governor. I'm going to tell you right now, this is an amazing crowd for Broward. I'm going to tell you, they would tell me we couldn't do this. They said I'm crazy to have a 20,000 person rally in Broward County. But who loves President Trump? Now, it's usually a sign when I come up, someone's getting close to the building. But we got to do some homework first. We got to do a few little things. Now, who here has a cell phone? Now, who here hasn't texted Trump to 88022? Raise your hand. So, what number, I want to hear everyone say it, what number are we going to text Trump to? Now, Joe Biden can't know his own number, so we're going to make sure that we know our number. Again, one more time, what is it? We're all going to text Trump to that because that's how we connect you over the next 342 days. That's all we got until we re-elect President Trump for 4 more years. Now, using that cell phone number is how we connect with you, how we get you to volunteer. We're all going to go to donaldjtrump.com, get involved, but if you text that number, we'll help you. We got an app coming soon. We got other technology that's going to help, because I'll tell you right now, it takes volunteers, just like in this building, to stand up that can just make Broward be a whole different playing field that makes this whole state of Florida go so far for Trump you have no idea. There's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Republicans around here, and we're going to show them in 2020 Florida continues to get more red. As the rest of the far democratic socialist country of California goes crazier off the deep end, we're not going to let that happen here in Florida, are we? Where's my girl? All right, I just got to make sure. We have a little special thing for you tonight, so I have to be up here. You hear that? So, you know, my boss is coming in a special way tonight. One more time. However, that might be the support helicopters first. Yep, there it goes. So, another big thing I got to talk about, and the fake news media does not like to talk about this, is what big tech is trying to do to all of you. Has everyone seen what Google, Twitter, and these companies are trying to do? They want to suppress your vote in 2020. When Obama won in 2012, they took the digital efforts and they put them on the covers of magazines. When we won in 2016, they gave us investigations. They do not want you to have a voice in this country. They don't believe any of you exist, and they don't think you matter. But you do matter, and the way to do that is you have to help us fight against big tech and sign up on our direct stuff. Sign up to 88022, because they are going to try to cheat. They are. They're going to cheat with all of them, and they're going to give you a message. If you guys have watched the channels lately, it's like they all choreograph it for the morning breakfast. They're like, we're all going to say boom today. We're all going to say bombshell. There's one. Bombshell. What's another one? They will say anything in coordination. There you go. Constitutional crisis. And the truth is, they're losing control. And the more of you that sign up and the more millions we get directly connected, the less influence and control they have. And after them, the biggest second cheater is big tech and Silicon Valley, as I call the Palo Alto Mafia. He's landing? Nope, we got to keep going. Man, he is coming, and I have a special gift for you, but I cannot show you until we hear the next helicopter. So, Silicon Valley is trying to change the way you read content. They want to control what you see. And they're giving you a myth right now. They're acting like we are the ones showing an untruthful message. But they're actually doing the most untruthful thing you can do in America, which is shut off free speech. True. And the media is not doing their job. They think it's great because it fits their agenda. So I say something to the media today as I sit here. No, hold on. Let me get a message. Hold on. Hold on. It's not just them. It is the media. It is the mainstream media. And what we need to do is we need to continue to fight back. And the way we fight back is get online ourselves. We get connected, sign up for emails. We have to, and ask your friends and neighbors and sign up to volunteer. Don't expect them to do it for us. They never will. Because their agenda is for the president not to win in 2020. They want to make sure they get control back, the establishment. They want the deep state back in control. Because when President Trump won in 2016, It wasn't the end of the battle. It was the beginning of the battle. Five minutes? All right, so you guys have to listen to me for 5 more minutes. My prepared remarks were 5 minutes, and we're at 15 now. So, nobody wants to see me sing a song. There you go. I am the former digital director, not head of media production there, okay? But look, we have to be serious about what they're doing. It is a systematic destruction of our voices. I was born in Kansas, and people in Kansas don't matter. I lived in Texas. They try to push our voice down. Now I live in Florida, and I see them doing the same thing. I see it. I am one of the few people that were on the other side of the curtain, never worked in politics, had a mediocre voting history, let's just put it that way at best. They're going to make that sound a lot worse. And now I've seen through the curtain, and I've seen how much they don't care about your voice, how much they want to control it. Those who profess at big universities with Ivy League education to think they know what's best for you. Well, guess what? Their friends aren't truck drivers in Kansas, construction workers in Texas, and people every day that build this country, every day that go to work and take care of all the services. They sit at home while they write papers who explain the way we should live. But I will tell you one thing, as long as I sit in this, they're not going to take our guns. They're not going to... They're not going to take my health care and give me socialized medicine. And they're not going to flood my country with a bunch of illegal immigrants who don't do it the right way. I'm for legal immigration, but do it the right way. Follow our laws. We are building the wall, a big, beautiful wall. All right, so the president's probably listening on TV right now, so let's hear a good chant. Let him know how much coming here 4 more years. Let him hear how loud Florida can be. All right. I gotta be honest, that sounded almost like Florida traffic. I didn't know who's going what way at what speed. All right, everything's changed. So the president's on the ground. Video didn't work. He'll be out here in a few minutes. Thank you, Florida. I love you.
Of course, when the president takes the stage, we will be the first to show you Ospreys and support helicopters to make his way over here to Sunrise, Florida. So we're able to hear all the action, hear the president and the press land, everyone who travels with him. We heard the roar outside. And then Brad Parscale indicated that the president was, in fact, on the ground.
Your dollars go a long way. You can start by the YouTube Super Chat. Click that dollar sign in the bottom right-hand corner. Donate absolutely any amount. We are trying to load them right now so we can give some shout-outs on that. You can also go to our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. And that is through PayPal. So a lot of you trust PayPal as a good source, as you should. Check that out. The third way is Patreon. Check our Patreon website out if you want to subscribe monthly. The fourth and final way is by sending a check. This way is non-electronic, so if that speaks to you, we welcome that form of donation. Send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. Moderators, please drop those addresses down below. Please donate. We're a little low on today's donations, and we have a rally next week we have to get to. So go ahead and pull us through. President Trump is about to take the stage. He's about to address all 21,000 of us in this auditorium. He is doing this. It's fully packed, not a seat in the house. I mean, we're going to pan in a second, but this is huge. He is here working on behalf of the American people, and if Right Side Broadcasting isn't here to show this off to the millions of people, nobody would be. So we need to make sure that we can stay in business and go to all these rallies and show off the hard work that President Trump is putting in for the American people.
Yeah, thank you so much, Liz. Very well put. We also want to let you know beyond beyond the donations, there's another great way that you can participate. We've talked about Disney Coins before, but Disney Coins just launched their social media platforms, and to do that, we're doing a big giveaway on behalf of Disney Coins. So, to enter, all you have to do is go and follow Disney Coins on Instagram and Facebook. Go like their page on both platforms. You can follow them at Disney Coins on Instagram and at Disney Coins on Facebook. Go follow them. That means you're entered to win a collection of coins, a collection of Disney Coins free of charge. We'll ship them right to your house. One lucky winner who follows Disney Coins on Facebook and Instagram will be chosen to receive some fantastic Disney Coins. So again, follow Disney Coins on Instagram and Facebook. That's at Disney Coins. They're linked on our Instagram as well, and you will be entered to win a variety of Disney Coins. So that's a really great way to follow them and to support an American company. Liz, how can they follow RSBN on social media?
I'll get to that in a second. I just want to say how cool it was that we were able to split the screen and show Marine One landings. That was really cool. Thank you, Max, who's currently outside as our second cameraman. We're really giving you all things President Trump for his homecoming rally. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do so by going to our Instagram. Go to Instagram and follow at RSB Network. While you're there, you can go ahead and follow me at Liz Willis, LIZWILLIS. RSBN posts a lot of behind the scenes on their Instagram. Now you can also follow RSBN on Twitter by going to at RSB Network. Okay, so those are the ways you can follow us. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, a big thumbs up. Make sure you're commenting, interacting. Those are all great ways. Jordan, I think you have some email donations. Jordan's phone is not loading, so that's the current problem. I'm trying to get my phone to load. A lot of times once President Trump does get really close to us, like in the building, our phones quit working. Okay, looks like some is loading for Jordan, so I'm going to pass the microphone off to him.
Thank you so much, Liz. Yes, as we mentioned, the Wi-Fi and cell service is spotty, so if we can't get to every single one of you, I apologize. But I want to thank Patrick Mason. He said Trump 2020. Thank you so much, Patrick. I want to thank Billy Busick. He said, great seeing the Trump rallies on RSBN. Keep doing what you do. Thank you so much. I want to thank Frederick. He said Trump is our advocate. We need everyone to vote in 2020. Yes, we do. Every single vote matters, and so we hope you certainly get out to the polls and register to vote. Registering to vote is a big thing. You cannot vote unless you're registered. They did a massive voter registration drive here today at the arena, and the president may be taking the stage, and obviously you can see behind me they're placing the presidential seal on the podium. They're putting the seal on the podium behind me, getting it ready, making sure it is prepped as soon as the president takes the stage. I also want to thank Len. He said, I appreciate everything you all are doing. Thank you so much, Len. I also want to thank Alan. He said, please send one of those great-looking coins to me at Alan, and then he gave his address. Keep up the great Trump rally coverage. Alan, sorry we don't give out any coins for free, but if you'd like to enter our giveaway, you can follow Disney Coins on Instagram. Then you're automatically entered to end one or to win a coin. So be sure and follow them, or you can check out their website disneycoins.com to buy your very own. I also want to thank Robin Walters. She said, thank you for all you're doing to bring all Trump's rallies into our homes. God bless you and our president. Also want to thank Joanne, who said, God bless you guys. Get the message out. We the people will not be held hostage by the crazy left. Also want to thank JY. He said, thank you, President Trump. Keep America great. And lastly, if it will load, I want to thank, well, I would get to it when it loads, but I believe Liz had a thing. We want to mention the donations again. It's a really important thing that you guys continue to donate and keep us on the road. It costs between $5,000 and $7,000 to go to each and every one of these rallies. It's not cheap whatsoever. There's a lot for crews over and over again. To each one of these rallies, it's not cheap, so we really encourage you to go and do that. We also are going to be giving away some coins. In addition to the regular giveaway, we're going to be giving away 10 coins to donors who donate $50 or more. So if you donate $50 or more on PayPal, on rspnetwork.com/donate, $50 or more on rspnetwork.com/donate, you'll be entered to end one of 10 Disney coins. So there's two ways you can enter. You can enter one way by following Disney Coins on Instagram at Disney Coins, and the second way is by donating $50. We'll be selecting 10 of you. So make sure you do that. Disney Coins is a fantastic company, fantastic product. We really want you to go check them out at disneycoins.com. I'm trying to load one more donation. Liz, do you have any more donations? Any more donations? Donations. Do you have any more? Okay. We're also monitoring the super chat, and as soon as we get those, we'll be sure to bring you those as well. But we're going to do a quick pan of the crowd. The music's getting really loud, and we don't want to get copyrighted. So we're going to step off for a second and let our cameraman do a pan of the crowd, and we will be back with you shortly.
Okay, thanks, guys. We're back here at the RSPN studio. Just to clear something up real quick, we still have 5 spaces left for the free Disney coin giveaway. So if you donate over $50 on rspnetwork.com/donate tonight, and you put your address, you must put your address in the box that will come up on the screen after you donate. Put your address in there and tell us you want a free Disney coin. If you do that, and you donate over $50, we will send you a free Disney coin along with your donation. We appreciate you guys very much, and this is just a little way of giving back. We appreciate you. You've gotten us to every single one of these things so far, and we hate to do it. We have to ask because we are viewer supported primarily, and this is how we get to all the rallies. We also have a dual cam. We'll go back to that here in a little bit, but you saw outside as Marine One brought the president in to the BB&T Center there in Sunrise, and so we've sort of pulled out all of our bells and whistles that we have to bring you this broadcast, and hopefully we'll get to see some overflow tonight as well as the president speaks. That is one of the major requests we have, is why don't you have a camera outside? So we brought a camera for the outside this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence.
Florida. It is great to be back in the Sunshine State. Great to be here to welcome home one of Florida's newest residents. But I got to tell you, folks, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. And that is that Florida and America need 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House. You know, I'm here because I stand with President Donald Trump. When this president stands up for American jobs and American workers, I stand with President Donald Trump. When this president stands up for faith and freedom and our armed forces, I stand with President Donald Trump. And like all of you, when this president stands up to the do-nothing Democrats and their endless investigations and partisan impeachment, we stand with President Donald Trump. You know, what began 4 years ago has grown into a movement of everyday Americans from every walk of life. Here in Florida, you believed we could be strong again. You believed we could be prosperous again. And Florida Republicans were with us every step of the way. And not just all of you, but all your great leaders like Governor Ron DeSantis, Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez, Attorney General Ashley Moody, your former Attorney General, the great Pam Bondi. And let's hear it for Florida's great delegation to the Congress of the United States and the United States Senate. With their support and your support, Florida said yes to President Donald Trump in 2016. And I know you're going to say yes to 4 more years when you send President Donald Trump back to the White House in 2020. You know, there's only one way I think you can describe the last 3 years. It's been amazing. It's been 3 years of action. It's been 3 years of results. It's been 3 years of promises made and promises kept. But we're just getting started, Florida. It's true. I mean, think about it. This president promised to rebuild our military, restore the arsenal of democracy, and stand by our troops. And President Donald Trump, as your commander-in-chief, has done just that. And he signed the largest investment in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan. And with that renewed American strength, we've taken the fight to radical Islamic terrorists on our terms, on their soil. In the last year alone, American forces captured the last inch of the ISIS caliphate in Syria. U.S. Special Forces took out the leader of ISIS. Al-Baghdadi is gone. Our troops are coming home, and Conan, the hero dog, is just fine. You know, last weekend, Karen and I visited our military in Iraq. It was a great privilege. And we told them what all of you already know. The armed forces of the United States are the greatest force for good the world has ever known. And our troops know they have a commander-in-chief who will always have their back. And that goes for all of those who wore the uniform. You know, President Trump promised our veterans access to the real-time, world-class health care that you earned in the uniform of the United States, and President Donald Trump delivered. We reformed the VA, and Veterans Choice is now available to every veteran in America. And this president promised to secure our borders. We've made historic investments in border security. Apprehensions on our southern border are down by 70%, and we've already started to build that wall on the southern border of the United States. Oh, we're building it. And this president promised to appoint principled conservatives to our federal courts at every level. And President Donald Trump delivered. We've already seen this president appoint more than 160 principled conservatives to our federal courts. And they're all men and women who will uphold all the God-given liberties enshrined in our Constitution, like the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. And I couldn't be more proud to serve as vice president to a president who stands without apology for the sanctity of human life. So it's about security. It's about our liberties. It's about our values. And it's about jobs, jobs, jobs. From the first day of our administration, President Trump has worked to revive the American economy. We cut taxes. We rolled back red tape at a historic level. We unleashed American energy, fought for free and fair trade, and America's economy is booming. It's amazing. Since Election Day 2016, 6.7 million new jobs created by businesses all across this country. Unemployment has hit a 50-year low. The stock market is soaring, and more Americans are working today than ever before in the history of this country. I mean, the truth is, thanks to President Trump's leadership and the support of Florida's leaders in Congress and all of you, we've made America great again. But to keep America great, we need you to decide right here and right now that Florida is going to vote for 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House. I mean, think about it. 4 more years means more jobs. 4 more years means more judges. 4 more years means more support for our troops. And it's going to take at least 4 more years to drain that swamp. You know, the choice in this election couldn't be clearer, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Today we have a president who loves this country, who stands by our militaries, our workers, and our freedoms. I can tell you firsthand, he never quits. He never backs down. He believes in you, and he fights for you every single day. And that's a lot more you can say for those do-nothing Democrats in Washington, D.C. I mean, today's Democratic Party has been taken over by radical leftists who want higher taxes, open borders, late-term abortions, and socialist policies that would crush this economy. And worst of all, these do-nothing Democrats have spent the last 3 years on endless investigations, trying to overturn the will of the American people. They're back at it again. You know, I think the Democrats are running down this president because they know they can't run against this president. They can't run against his record. They can't run against our results. They're pushing their partisan impeachment because they know they can't stop you from giving President Donald Trump 4 more years in the White House. But you know, despite 3 years of nonstop resistance, I'm here to tell you firsthand, President Donald Trump has never stopped fighting to keep the promises that he made to the people of Florida and America, and he never will. But now, Florida, it's our turn to fight for him. It's on. We need you to keep bringing your enthusiasm. Keep voicing your support. Keep telling your friends and neighbors that America needs 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House, and we will get this done in November of 2020. We got work to do. It's going to take all of us to do it, but I know we're going to get it done because I have faith. Faith in this president, my friend, whose drive and vision I see every day, whose drive and vision have made America great again. Faith in all of you and all of our fellow Americans who know we can make America greater than ever before. And lastly, I have faith in that he who's blessed this nation every day since that first Thanksgiving will yet bless this one nation under God beyond all that we could ask or imagine as we put our trust in him. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out today. I can tell you, President Donald Trump is the real deal. He's a man who says what he means and means what he says. He gets up every day and fights to keep the promises that we made to the American people. And I know that with your continued support, with our strong allies from your state house to the nation's capital, with President Donald Trump in the White House for 4 more years, and with God's help, we're going to keep on winning. We're going to deliver a great future for the American people. And together with this man, we will keep America great. So now it's my high honor and distinct privilege to introduce to you my friend and the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Wow. Wow. Man, you're a big place. Thank you very much, and thank you to Vice President Mike Pence. He's doing a fantastic job. And thank you to the great state of Florida. Thank you. Thank you. So less than 1 year from now, I will join voters across the Sunshine State, my home, as we head to the polls. And together we will win back the House, we will hold the Senate, and we will keep that beautiful, beautiful White House. We will keep it. We will keep it. You know, we just set another stock rocket. You saw that, right? The stock market just hit another all-time in history high, meaning 401ks and jobs. Everybody's getting rich. And I'm working my ass off, that I can tell you. Before you leave the arena, make sure that you register to vote. We can't take any chances. We're doing great in Florida. As you know, you have a great governor. We're very happy with Ron. He's doing a fantastic job. But make sure you register to vote. As we gather together for Thanksgiving. You know, some people want to change the name Thanksgiving. They don't want to use the term Thanksgiving. And that was true also with Christmas, but now everybody's using Christmas again. Remember I said that? But now we're going to have to do a little work on Thanksgiving. People have different ideas why it shouldn't be called Thanksgiving, but everybody in this room I know loves the name Thanksgiving, and we're not changing it. But Americans have so much to be thankful for. The economy is booming, wages are rising, crime is falling, poverty is plummeting, confidence is soaring, and America is stronger than ever before. It's true. We've created 6.7 million new jobs, including 600,000 jobs right here in the great state of Florida. We're protecting American workers, taking care of our amazing veterans. By the way, you know the veterans, for years and years and years, I was like you, I was a civilian. I loved my life. My life was so much simpler. It was so nice and soft and easy. You build a building and you have fun. But I'd always see, you turn on the news, you read in the paper about our veterans being mistreated. They were doing such a poor job. You don't hear that anymore, do you? You don't hear it anymore. Our veterans, for the first time, are taken care of to a level that has never happened in our country before. And maybe most importantly, right now, with the world the way it is, we are rebuilding the awesome power of the United States military. $2.5 trillion, and everything is made right here in the USA. That's good. We make the greatest equipment in the world. And a few weeks ago, U.S. Special Forces brought the world's #1 terrorist to justice. The bloodthirsty savage known as al-Baghdadi is dead, finally. And just this week, I stuck up for 3 great warriors against the deep state. And you know what I'm talking about. I had so many people say, "Sir, I don't think you should do that." People have to be able to fight. These are great warriors. They can't think, "Gee whiz, if I make a mistake, do I go for do that?" I mean, you know what they were doing? They wanted to put him in jail for 25 years. One young man was in jail for 7 years. He had 16 more years to go. And I want to tell you, when you look at what they did to that man, you would have been very proud at what we ended up doing. He came out, he hugged his parents. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. We gave him a pardon because we're going to take care of our warriors. And I will always stick up for our great fighters. People can sit there in air-conditioned offices and complain, but you know what? Doesn't matter to me whatsoever. They're out in that field, and they're doing a job for us like nobody else anywhere in the world can do. And the fact is, America is winning again, and America is respected again. But while we're creating jobs and killing terrorists and taking care of our border, it's really setting records now. You see what's going on. And the wall is happening. It's getting built rapidly, and that's a real wall. The radical left Democrats are trying to rip our nation apart. First, it was the Russia hoax, total hoax. It was a failed overthrow attempt and the biggest fraud in the history of our country. And then you look, the Mueller deal, you remember that mess? They had nothing. 2 years, they spent $45 million. And the real cost is many times that number. And now the same maniacs are pushing the deranged impeachment. Think of this, impeachment. Impeachment. A witch hunt, the same as before. And they're pushing that impeachment witch hunt, and a lot of bad things are happening to them. Because you see what's happening in the polls? Everybody said, that's really bullshit. True. Everybody. Now the fake news back there. They're going to say the president came. They will never talk about the crowd. You know, one of the Democrats yesterday had a rally. 2 people showed up. Two people. They give us no credit. If somebody has a rally like 1,000 people, they'll say, so-and-so had a rally. It was packed. They had 1,000 people. If we have a rally with 50,000 people, they don't talk about it. And I don't know much about this stadium, but I can tell you it's big, and you go outside, and there are a lot of people outside that can't get in. Right? But the lies of the Democrats are being exposed. Their schemes are unraveling. Their crimes, and that's what it is, crimes. Did you ever hear this guy, corrupt politician, Schiff? He made up my statement to the Ukrainian president. He made it up. These are crooked people. But their crimes are being revealed, and their sinister plans are failing at a level that nobody thought, even me, possible. The radical Democrats are trying to overturn the last election because they know that they cannot win the next election. It's very simple. Can't win. You know, when I started this, when I started this, I said, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. It didn't mean anything. You know, it's just like another guy trying to get elected. You know, they're all trying so hard, but it's tough. It's not easy. It's not, you know, when a guy goes out and they want to get people nobody shows, it's true. It's not easy. But when I started this, no, they have it. That's normal. This is not normal. Do you think this is normal? Can I be honest? In front of those fakers back there, some of the most corrupt people in the world, I will tell you, in front of these guys, and they're fake, and they're corrupt, but I will tell you this, in front of the media, let me just say, this has never happened before. We go out, we never have an empty seat, and all I say is, let's go to Florida, just get me the biggest arena, it doesn't matter where. Let's go to Wisconsin, let's go to Michigan, let's go to Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, let's go anywhere. Michigan. And all I say is, it doesn't matter, just get me the biggest arena. And we get these massive arenas like this one, and they're packed. And we put big screens outside so people can see, and it happens. Because there's something happening in our country like has never, ever been seen before. In the twisted worldview of the Washington very sick Democrats, it was totally fine when crooked Hillary Clinton ran her outrageous pay-for-play schemes out of the State Department. And then she deleted 33,000 emails after receiving a subpoena from Congress. That was standard play. But when I have a perfect phone call, I use that, it's a perfect call. There was a woman today being interviewed. They were talking to women who voted for Trump. And they were trying to find, no. No, they were trying to find, it's one of those crazy networks, you know, the ones I'm talking about. And they couldn't find the right, so they got these 10 women, and they were all for Trump. But they wanted to say, I voted for Trump, but I won't do it again. They said, so who's voting for Trump? 10 hands, blah. Right? No, it's incredible what's happening. It's incredible. They actually said, and I shouldn't say this because they'll bring it up, but we have the greatest base in the history of politics. That's my opinion, okay? You're the smartest. They don't like to say that about. Hey, I went to great colleges. You went to great schools or colleges. You people are successful as hell. They like to try and demean always by saying, well, this and that. Let me tell you, we're winning. You're smarter. You're better looking. You're sharper. And they call themselves elite. But if they're elite, then we're the super elite. It's true. It's true. They talk about these people that are elite that, you know, that are running. I mean, have you been watching these debates? What's elite about that group? What's elite? There's nothing elite. But we're doing great. We're going to have a tremendous victory. But when I have a perfect call, think of it, 33, what they get away with. And don't forget, I came to Washington having been there for very, very few times in my life. So I say, look at this. And I'm riding down Pennsylvania Avenue, and I pass a hotel that I built, beautiful. And I said to the First Lady, who's doing a fantastic job, so I think I might have been in Washington 17 times in my life. And I'm riding down and I look at the First Lady and I say, Melania, do you believe it? I'm president. Look, I'm president. Can you believe it? And I never saw so many motorcycles, and I never saw so many police cars, and we're going so fast in the opposite direction. It's not supposed to go that way. And I'm saying, this is cool. We could get used to this. This is okay. But I was thinking to myself when I said that, I said, look, so I get elected, and I beat the Bush dynasty. Okay. I get elected, and I beat, and again, with no experience. I didn't have experience. I have tremendous world experience, but I didn't have political experience, right? So I get elected, and we beat the Clinton dynasty, right? And then we beat Barack Hussein Obama, and whatever the hell dynasty that is. So we have 24 years of people putting people in office. So we have tens of thousands of people. And some are very nice. But I get stuck with a lot of people that I don't want. Tens of thousands. And I'll tell you, we're getting it right. We have a great cabinet. We're doing things that no president has ever done before. And you've got to be very, very happy. You've got to be very, very happy. Because We have done more already, and hopefully we have, I'll say this to drive them crazy, hopefully we have at least another 5 years to go, at least. Because, they think, he's not leaving, don't you? He's not leaving. Now, we have 5 years, and we're going to make it a great 5 years. But you know what? We have done much more than I promised. If you look at the tax cuts, if you look at the military, if you look at the VA, if you look at right to try, how good is that? Right to try. Things that for years and years and years they've been trying to get passed. But when I have a perfect phone call with all of the horrible things that they've done, with the president of Ukraine, they tried to claim that it's an impeachable offense. And one of the women said this morning, excuse me, I'm voting for Trump. I happened to read the transcript of his phone call, and he did absolutely nothing wrong, and I'm voting. Can you imagine? They take this perfect call, and they want to impeach your president. And you know what? Here's the good news. We have more support in the Republican Party. Kevin McCarthy, Meadows, I'm going to introduce a couple of them. Jim Jordan, great champion wrestler. You got a couple of them here. I'm going to save their names. Steve Scalise, who's been incredible. So many. Elise, how's Elise doing, right? New star. No, it's incredible. Devin Nunes, how good has he been? Huh? Devin. And so many more. I don't want to get into it. But I tell you what, a lot of stars are being made. And I was just told backstage our poll numbers are through the roof. Because people don't like watching a scam. They don't like watching it. They don't like watching it. They've got a sick puppy, Shifty Schiff. He's sick. And they don't like seeing what's happening. And a lot of Democrats are saying, one of them was today in Detroit, I believe, and she's like in a D, Democrat 30. That means, in other words, that's not one that we're going to work too hard to get, but you never know what happens, right? And she came out and said, essentially, hey, I'm not here to impeach the president. But what they're really saying is they don't like the position they're in, and they're going to like it less and less, and we're going to take it right up to November 3rd, 2020. We're going to take back the House. We're going to take it back. So the president of Ukraine declared that there was no pressure put on me. Now, he's the only one that matters. There was no pressure. He said it all different ways. There was no pressure. They don't even know what they're talking about. It's a scam. It's a hoax. The Ukrainian foreign minister stated, and I quote, Ambassador Sondland did not tell us and certainly did not tell me about a connection between the assistance and the investigations. Never told him. I have never had a direct link between investigations and security assistance. Okay, what that means, you know what it means? It means we did zero. We did nothing wrong. Nothing. We did nothing wrong. A great senator from Wisconsin, Ron Johnson, a supporter of us from day one, he's a great guy, of Ukraine, he said, who met privately with, and he met with President Zelensky, and he said at no time during that meeting was there any mention by the president, you know what I'm talking about, right? At no time was there any mention or anything that they were feeling any pressure in return for military aid. It's the craziest thing. They took this. Look, here's what happened. They were devastated by what happened with this Mueller witch hunt deal. And then Mueller testified. How did he do what he testified? How did he do? Wasn't too good. But they were devastated. They say this is a disaster. Now they say, give us anything, we'll impeach him. Let him go to the refrigerator and pick an orange. We're going to, from Florida yet. Pick an orange from Florida. We're going to impeach him. We'll impeach him. But during the time period at issue, the U.S. government officials held many meetings with Ukraine, and never once, never did Ukraine or the officials say anything that was wrong. And then all of a sudden, I'm hearing about a phone call. And then, fortunately, they had transcribers. Hey, how about if I didn't with these lowlifes that talk, how about if we didn't have it transcribed? So all I'm saying, I don't want to go on it too long, but all I'm saying is that it's a terrible hoax. Last week, Sondland testified that I told him, quote, "What do you want from Ukraine?" I said, "I want nothing." This is a quote. "I want no quid pro quo. I want nothing. Tell President Zelensky to do the right thing, to do what he ran on." That's what he said. Okay? And everybody knows. Everybody knows. A lot of people heard Shifty make up a story where he actually made up what I said. But these are the facts. The case closed. Game over. Turn off the television. As soon as he said that, it was like, turn off the television. So we're going to keep going. I've had Republicans come up to me, "Sir, can we keep this sucker going a little bit longer? We've never seen anything like it with the polls." I said, let's get it over with. But you know what? We're stuck with dealing with very, very sick and corrupt people. That's what it is. The failed Washington establishment is trying to stop me because I'm fighting for you and because we're winning. It's very simple. They're attacking me because I'm exposing a rigged system that enriched itself at your expense, and I'm restoring government of, by, and for the people. And if you want to see what corruption looks like, then take a look no further than slow, Sleepy Joe. I don't know what's going on with Joe. When Sleepy Joe was in charge of Ukraine policy, his son, I call him, where is he? Where's Hunter? Where is he? What happened to Hunter? Where's Hunter? His son received millions and millions of dollars from a Ukrainian energy company without a great, the reputation of that company, despite knowing absolutely nothing about energy. What business are you in, sir? The mailbox business? Oh, bail bond. Whoa, that's good. Do you know Hunter Biden? Do you know Sleepy Joe? Bail bond. Whoa. So did you ever work on energy before? You know more about energy. He said no. Then Hunter, you know much more. And despite being thrown out of the Navy for lots of different reasons, we won't even go into it, he made no money, zero, nothing. And then all of a sudden his father becomes vice president and he's making millions and millions. And then he goes to China, where, by the way, we're getting very close to a very good deal. And if we don't make it, that's fine, but we're getting very close. Obviously, Hunter is dealing with different people that I'm dealing with in China. Because after 10 minutes, he walked away for his fund with $1.5 billion. I will tell you, I say to everybody, these are different people that I'm dealing with in China. They got much softer. That was when his father was vice president, and now they're finding other countries likewise. I will tell you something. The fake news doesn't want to bring it up. They protect everybody. The Democrats on stage don't bring it up. You notice? They never bring it up. But if he should make it, it'll be brought up for about 75% of the time that we're debating, because nobody ever got away with a scam like that. All right? Nobody. But day after day, we're exposing the depravity, dishonesty, and sickness of the corrupt Washington establishment. And let me tell you, they're rough, they're dirty players. They come at you from every side. They're coming at me from New York. They're coming at me from New Jersey. They're coming at me from every Democratic state like nobody's ever seen. Rush Limbaugh said, and Sean Hannity, that he doesn't know a man or woman in the world that could take the crap that President Trump is taking. And I understand that. I understand that. And at the same time, be a great president. Because nobody in the first 3 years of a presidency has done what we've done. Nobody. Nobody. That's very important. But with your help, we're going to complete the mission. And we are draining the swamp indeed. On Election Day 2020, the crazy Democrats are going down in a landslide, and that landslide is going to start right here in the great state of Florida. Thank you. So here's something that you just read about, right? We like these updated stories, don't we? Don't we like something that happened a few days ago, we talk? Who else does this? Most people, they took and they read, and everybody falls asleep. Nobody comes. They say, darling, how was he? About somebody else, hopefully. Oh, it was so boring. It was so boring. And I always say, being presidential is so easy. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. But it's so easy. Doing what I do is tough. It's not tough for me because I sort of like it. You got to like it. If you don't love what you're doing, forget it. It's not going to work. But I do like it. And what we're doing together has never been done before, never been done. But I like telling these stories that happened a little while ago. They don't have to put them in speeches and you read stuff and people fall asleep. But on Saturday, you saw what happened. The White House physician called me and said, sir, you're home today. If I wanted, meaning me, I could do some of the physical. In January we go for the physical. I never took physicals before. Now every year is supposed to take a physical. But it's important. It's good, right? It's good. Because January is a very busy month for you, sir. I said, you're right. So what do you want to do? I said, okay, let's go. So we went to Walter Reed Medical Center. Fantastic place, incredible doctors. And I was there for just a short while. I visited a family of a soldier being operated on, incredible family. His son was in serious condition. And I stayed with them for a little while. I toured the hospital. I took a little part of my physical so I don't have to take it in January. Very simple. And I got back into the motorcade, the car, where we have many, many cars and trucks and ambulances, unfortunately, and lots of different things, right? And we also have a bus or whatever the hell carries these crazy people. And the press follows me wherever I go, unfortunately. In the old days, I could sneak out and go someplace. Today, these people are crazy. So the press is there, everybody's there. We start, it's like a beautiful thing if you like lots of cars and lots of action. But the press is following me. So I hadn't even gotten back to the White House. And that stupid, corrupt, horrible CNN whose ratings are terrible, by the way. And others, whose rating, by the way, CNN's ratings are terrible. Oops, look, their light just went off. Oh. The light just went off. I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it because we lose a small audience when that happens. No, but they reported, so here I am. So I'm there for a very routine, little, simple, physical. And by the way, if there's something wrong, I got to tell you, I want to tell you about it because it's very big stuff. But I was there just to save a little time in January. I feel great. Hey, let me tell you, if I didn't feel great, I wouldn't be ranting and raving to 22,000 people with lots of people outside, I can tell you. So I get back in, and now it's a short drive. We arrive at the White House, and I heard that they said, it came out in the media, including some of the very, very dishonest people that are here tonight. Look at that. It's like the Academy Awards used to be. Used to be. You know, the Academy Awards was big until they started hitting us. Now they've gone down the tubes. But it's like the Academy Awards used to be. Look at all those lights back there. But I'm getting out of the car. And somebody said, "Sir, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, what's that all about?" I go a few feet further and another security, "Sir, are you okay, sir?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. What's going on?" Nobody's ever asked me that. You know, normally I walk, these are the greatest people, the military, the Secret Service, they're the greatest people, right? But they don't ever say, "Sir, are you okay?" And I could see he was like troubled. He likes me, you know. Then I walk another few feet. "Sir, I hope you're okay, sir." I said, "What the hell's going on?" And then they said I had a massive heart attack. Nothing to joke about, but they said I had a massive heart attack. I had a heart attack. And it wasn't true. They knew it wasn't true. They were with me. If you've had a heart attack, you don't leave the hospital shortly after you get there. You stay in the hospital for a little while, like about 6 weeks, maybe. So we had the people call. Doesn't mean anything, because they're totally corrupt people. And they said it's untrue. So they brought it down from a massive, unbelievable heart attack. You know, it's very dangerous for them to do, because the world, believe it or not, the rest of the world and the leaders like and respect your president. We don't want to hear this, and I like them. It's very sad. So then instead they brought it down a notch. They said, he went into the hospital, and it's true, I didn't wear a tie. Why would I wear a tie if the first thing they do is say, "Take off your shirt, sir, and show us that gorgeous chest"? Sure. We want to see. We've never seen a chest quite like it. No, but seriously, why would I put on? I mean, I put the tie on, and then we're there in 20 minutes, I take it off for the physical. But they said he wasn't wearing a tie, which is pretty unusual for me, honestly. I should have worn the tie. Maybe it's not their fault. But we never apologize. But they said he wasn't wearing a tie. This is a sign of a massive heart attack. But we called up, and our people did a good job screaming, "He's fine. There was nothing happened." They didn't believe it. They brought it down to tremendous chest pains. He had chest pains. One of them said they were tremendous. Oh, tremendous. The only one that didn't know it was me. I'm the only one. And then they said, like a little bit later, he's staying over in the hospital, but they knew I came back. They were with me. They were with me. They saw me get into the car. They saw us leave, and they said I stayed at the great Walter Reed Hospital. So we said, no, the chest pains aren't true. But they kept on reporting it. We couldn't get them to stop because they're corrupt, crooked, and we don't have freedom of the press. We have a very dishonest press. We have a very dishonest press. So then on Monday, I flew to Texas, the great state of Texas, and I opened up an Apple computer plant. They make the new beautiful Mac, whatever. And I met with Tim Cook and did lots of work. And it's a long flight. And I got back many hours later. It was late at night. And I said, you know what? I just set a record. Because yesterday or the day before, they said I had a massive heart attack. And now, a day later, I'm traveling to Texas to open up this big plant. I don't know, not too many people have ever done that one before. So, I just want to tell you that so much, as an example, we had a great 2 weeks watching these crooked politicians not giving us due process, not giving us lawyers, not giving us the right to speak, and destroying their witnesses. It fell apart. Those were their witnesses. We weren't allowed any rights. We had, for the first time in the history of our country, we had virtually no rights, no due process. And despite that, we won. But if you read the crooked New York Times, if you read the Washington Post, which is just a horrible paper, you know, we don't have it anywhere in D.C. anymore. We don't deliver it. We don't give it. We used to buy it. We don't do it. And in fact, I ended it in The Nation because I want them to get correct news, not fake news. But they're bad people. So what happens? What happens is we go out, we win for the people, we keep winning. We won these last 2 weeks so solidly. But if you pick up the New York Times, if you pick up this crazy Washington Post, you would have no idea we won. But you know who knew it? The people knew it. And that's why they don't want to have this. They don't want to see it go on. It probably will because the people are nuts. They're nuts. And I really think probably it's a good thing for us as a party because I think it's going to just walk us right through that election, which is going to take place already in the rest of the year. So we're thrilled to be joined tonight by many terrific Republican leaders. And I want to just have them run up on the stage, but they're stars and they're warriors, just like those 3 guys we helped out. These are warriors in a different way, but they're up there and they're fighting for your president and they're fighting for your country and they love the state of Florida. Congressman Matt Gaetz. Come on up, Matt. A man I just watched last night on television. He was fantastic. Congressman Michael Waltz. Come on up, Michael. Get up here. Billy Posey, a great guy and a great fighter. Billy, come up. Come up, Billy. Gus Bilirakis. Gus, come on up, Gus. And a man who is an incredibly brave guy, a friend of mine, somebody that's done a fantastic job, loves his state, Brian Mast. Brian. I want to introduce Attorney General and a friend of all of ours who ran a great campaign, won easily, despite a lot of crooked stuff going on with those voting machines, folks. A lot of bad stuff going on with those voting machines. Attorney General Ashley Moody. Come on up, Ashley. And by the way, a friend of mine, a great woman, a great person, former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. Come up, Pam. Come up, Pam. Florida CFO, Jimmy Petronis. Jimmy, come up. And Lieutenant Governor, and somebody that really has become a star in this state, Jeanette Nunes. Come up, Jeanette. Incredible people. And somebody that's one of the most popular governors anywhere in the country. And true. He better not be more popular in Florida than me. I'm never going to try. But it's true. So here's a quick story. Wait. Here's a quick. True. But here's a quick story. I shouldn't say it because, I don't want to say this, but what the hell, right? So, Ron's been a friend of mine for a long time. He was a congressman, did an incredible job, always protecting me from the Russia witch hunt. He'd be on with these guys, with Matt and everybody. He'd be on there. And I always thought Ron was a little heavy, right? I did. I thought he was a little overweight. That's okay. We all have our problems. Didn't matter. But people liked him. He ran an incredible race. Remember, that was an incredible race. And then he ran against a Democrat who was supposed to be unbeatable. He got beaten badly, and now this is one of the most popular governors. But I always thought Ron was a little bit heavy. And then one day I'm with him, and I pat him on the shoulder, and I go, whoa, that's strong. That's a lot of muscle there. My hand didn't sink in like it does with a lot of people. And then I see him without his shirt one day. And this guy is strong. And he's not fat. That's all power. That's all muscle. I want to tell you that. And I said, Ron, you're one of the few I say it to. Don't walk around with a jacket all the time. Take it off. People are going to see the real Ron. But he's a great guy. He's a tough guy. He's a brilliant guy. And he's our governor. And I'm very proud. When we got involved with Ron, a lot of people were saying, do you think he can make it? I said, he's going to make it because he's a champ, he's a winner. And I want you to say a few words. Ron, thank you.
Thank you. Great to be with you all. And let me just say, Mr. President, given your change of registration, welcome home to Florida. And why not come to Florida? We have one of the lowest tax burdens of any state in the country. You see some of these states that are going bankrupt. We have over $5 billion in reserves with our budget. And I see some of these cities and states with lawlessness. When I came into office, I was proud to sign a bill banning sanctuary cities in the state of Florida. With your support, we are in the process of eliminating Common Core. And as soon as I came into office, I was able to replace on our state Supreme Court 3 liberal justices with 3 conservative constitutionalists. And I got to thank the president for his support of Florida. I mean, I'm kind of excited that he's here, but I tell you, I'm really excited to have Melania as a Florida resident. I think in Florida, we're lucky to have my beautiful wife to be, I think, the best First Lady of all the 50 states. I'm just saying. But now, not only do we have Casey, who does a great job, but we also have Melania as a Florida resident. So we're really lucky in that regard in Florida. But let me tell you about the president. When we had a hurricane hit Northwest Florida, a lot of people had forgotten about that. Those folks were really, really in dire straits. I went up to the Oval Office, and even though a lot of people told him, don't do anything, just let it go, he was right there standing behind the people of Northwest Florida. He has helped rejuvenate that area. He saved Tyndall Air Force Base. It's going to come back bigger than ever. Very important for our military. When we were trying to get Floridians access to cheaper prescription drugs, we had an avenue to let people buy them in Canada because it's about a third of the price a lot of times. And everyone said, no, you can't do it, you can't do it. I went up, met with the president, and he said, no, we're doing it. And so they're in the process of putting that through right now. President Trump has stood with our communities in South Florida, Cuban Americans, Venezuelan Americans, to stand for freedom in this hemisphere and stand against the dictatorships in places like Caracas and Havana. And the president has stood. We're one of the most military and veteran-friendly states in the country. He has stood by our veterans, and he has stood by our military. And so our success in Florida, obviously we've got a lot of great people in this state, but we have a president who not only understands Florida, he supports what we're doing here. I got to bug him now about maybe locating the Space Command in Florida at some point. I know the Air Force doesn't want it, but he makes his own decisions, as we've seen. So thank you, Mr. President, for being a good friend of Florida, and God bless you, God bless Florida, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you, guys.
Great people. And I'll say thanks to Republican policies, we have the hottest economy anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. Unemployment has reached its lowest level in more than 51 years. In the last 12 months, Florida has seen the second largest payroll increase of any state in the nation. People are making money. African American unemployment has again just reached its lowest rate ever recorded in the history of our country. Hispanic American and Asian American unemployment have also recently achieved their lowest levels at any time in the history of our country. African American poverty has reached an all-time historic low. Wages are rising fast, and blue-collar Florida workers saw their wages grow nearly 4.5% in just the last 12 months. People are finally starting to see. For 21 years, they were going backwards. People would work 21 years ago when I was running. So that's 24 years ago. People would have tremendous problems. They would make more money many, many years ago, decades ago, than they were making 3 years ago, and they'd have 2 and 3 jobs. That's not happening anymore. You can go and choose your job. If you don't like what you're doing, if you're not having a good time getting up in the morning, all you do is find a new job and you'll get more money, most likely. You have never been successful like you've been right now. Never even close. And the state has never had this success. And by the way, you had a great governor previous to Ron, Rick Scott, who's now your senator. He's fantastic. And Marco Rubio, a great guy. We have 2 great guys, Marco and Rick. 2 great guys. They love this state. The median income under President Bush rose $400 over an 8-year period. Now think of this. So 8 years, $400. Under President Obama, it rose $975 over an 8-year period. So you have 400, 8 years, 975, 8 years. And under Trump, in less than 3 years, it rose $5,000. So that's 5,000. Right? But now you can add to the 5,000 from tax cuts, regulatory cuts, and energy savings. You know we're the #1 in the world. We can add another $5,000. So it's $400, it's $975, 8 years, and less than 3 years, $10,000 median income. Nobody's going to beat that. Nobody's going to beat that. And we're going to keep it going. We have tremendous untapped potential. We ended the last administration's war on American energy. The United States is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world. The Democrats want to close it up. I don't know what they're going to use. I guess little tiny windmills. They don't like the big ones. They kill too many birds. And we're reversing decades of ruinous trade policies that demolished 1 in 4, and the number's actually now greater than that when they look back. Florida manufacturing jobs. Remember, you need a magic wand you're never going to bring back. That was President Obama. You need a magic wand. After the twin disasters of NAFTA, horrible, one of the worst trade deals ever made, and China's entrance into the WTO, the World Trade Organization. For years, bought and paid for politicians took money from special interests to ship your jobs to other countries. Their campaign coffers got full, and the lives of hardworking Americans were destroyed. You know what happened? All these companies left. They left you with the jobs. They left you with nothing. But you're having the greatest year in Florida. You're having the greatest year in the country that we've ever had before. A doctor, please. Doctor in the house. Doctor in the house, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Are you okay? You look like a tough guy to me, I'll tell you. Thank you. Get a little water. Get him a little water or something. You know, in the old days, we used to share water. Today, that doesn't happen so much. Remember, we'd share. But our administration has done things that people haven't seen for a long time, maybe ever. No more putting our country second, third, 20th, 30th. We put America first now. We put it first. Thanks to our steel tariffs, steel mills are now firing back up across our nation. They're doing fantastically well, including a brand new $240 million investment in Polk County, good place, Florida, Polk County. We're replacing the NAFTA catastrophe. If Nancy Pelosi will ever sign it and send it, we're waiting for months. You know, USMCA, US-Mexico-Canada agreement, it's an incredible agreement. Everybody wants it. The Democrats want it. She doesn't want to give the people of our country a victory. So I don't know. maybe as she'll put it, all she has to do is move it forward. Everyone's going to vote for it, a lot of people. But it's one of the greatest deals ever. And you know, at a certain point, Canada and Mexico, they've been waiting for many months. They're going to say, you know what, let's forget about it. She's got to sign it. Everybody wants it. She's got to put our country first. Got to put our country first. Because it's a tremendous win for Florida farmers and all farmers, for growers and ranchers from all over our country. Yet she and the Democrats, they just have done nothing. They're doing nothing, folks. They're doing nothing. Oh, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. So Congresswoman Macarsel Powell, where is she? Is she here? I'd love to see her. And Congresswoman Shalala, you know that. I know her well, New York. They're here in Florida. You got to get Nancy to put it out. Congresswomen, just get her to put it up. Nancy's on track to go down as the single worst and least productive Speaker of the House in the history of our country. Before my election, our leaders used the great American middle class as a piggy bank to fund their delusional global projects. It's all over the globe. Remember this, I'm president of the United States. I'm not president of the world. Care about us. They decimated American manufacturing to promote economic growth in foreign countries. They used our military to defend immensely wealthy nations, subsidizing their welfare states with your money. They spent trillions and trillions of dollars on wars in the Middle East. By the way, you see what's happening? We're winning and pulling them back and pulling them back. A lot of false reporting today. They said we are doing great. You know, we defeated ISIS, just so you understand that. We defeated 100% of the ISIS caliphate. But when we see them forming, we go in and get them. Our military is unsurpassed. But they did this while our cities at home fell into decay and disrepair. We spent $8 trillion in the Middle East. And when we want to fix a road or a highway or a school, it's not easy to get the money. But we're getting it done anyway. After years of rebuilding other nations, we are finally rebuilding our nation. It's about time, too. We are finally putting America first. Past leaders transformed faraway nations into blood-soaked war zones. Then they demanded that Americans accept unlimited migration from those same terror-afflicted regions. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, and we're not doing that. As president, I will not allow our immigration system to be used against us. I will not allow political correctness to put our families in danger and our communities at risk. We won't do it. To protect our people from these grave threats abroad, I implemented the travel ban. And I just heard today by the fake news that the travel ban failed in court. But it didn't. It won in the Supreme Court. They said it failed. And they said that. But you know what they meant? In an earlier court, it lost. They didn't say that it won at the Supreme Court. How is that one? They said he lost in court on the travel ban. And that's right, in the early court. And then I lost at the appellate division. And then I won at the United States Supreme Court, so we have a travel ban. But they didn't say that. They didn't say that. They forgot to tell you the last part. So we're keeping terrorists, we're keeping criminals and violent extremists the hell out of our country, we're keeping them out. And we're doing great on the border. We're doing great on the border. On no issue have Democrat politicians become more dangerous than immigration. The Democrat Party wants open borders, which is a betrayal of every mother and father who wants deadly drugs to be kept out of their community. They want open borders. I mean, figure this one. They want sanctuary cities, let the criminals go in. They want open borders, let everybody pour into our country, no matter who they are. And they want one other thing, higher taxes. I don't understand it. You know, all my life I grew up, I'd be watching. And I always had this great interest in politics, fortunately for you. But I always had this great interest, and I'd say, gee, they're going to lower taxes. That's great. That's like good. The Democrats want to raise taxes, have open borders, and have sanctuary cities. To me, I don't think that plays well. What the heck do I know? They want to raise your taxes. And the threat is to every child whose school is under siege from these horrible gangs that they would allow in, like MS-13. We have taken thousands and thousands of MS-13 gang members the hell out of our country and brought them back to where they came. In the Republican Party, we believe that all Americans, including millions of wonderful legal immigrants, are entitled to an immigration system that puts their needs first. We want to come first. We want to let people in. You know, the big door that I used to talk, we want a big door, but people have to come in legally, and they have to come in through merit. Have to come in through merit. But thanks to our tireless efforts to secure the border, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement, incredible people, illegal crossings are down 70% since May, and the wall is going up faster than anybody ever would have thought, and that wasn't easy. Getting that wasn't easy. You had a whole party. The Democrats would give me anything, any money, doesn't matter, billions and billions for anything except the wall. Even though 5 years ago they all wanted the wall. The only reason they didn't want the wall is because I wanted it. And I made a terrible mistake. I never admit it. They always say I never apologize for a mistake, but I did. I should have said, we will not build a wall, and they would have demanded that we build a wall, right? If I would have said, we're never going to build a wall, they would have said, we're going to build a wall. So I made a mistake. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And we're removing illegal border crossers from Central America at a pace that's never been done before. During my first 2 years in office, are you okay? Okay. Doctor, please. Doctor, thank you. Thank you. He's strong. Thank you very much. Doctor, thank you. Thank you, fellas. Great. Don't forget, these people have been standing like for 2.5 days. It's a lot. That's a lot. Thank you. You go ahead. Come on back if you're feeling well, okay? That's the man I asked the question to before, and he gave me a good answer. You come on back when he's feeling. Yeah, go ahead, fellas. You come back when you're feeling better, okay? Come back. Tough guy. Thank you. That's great. That's great. Thank you. Firefighters, thank you. Thank you very much. What a great job. You're right on the ball, all people. Amazing. Thank you. Bring him back as soon as he feels good. During my first 2 years in office, Border Patrol seized 7,000 more pounds of deadly drugs than in the last 2 years of the Obama administration. Seizures of heroin were up 40%. The far left's embrace of sanctuary cities demonstrates their scorn and disdain for everyday Americans. Sanctuary cities have adopted a policy now of lawless anarchy aimed at innocent civilians. They deliberately release dangerous criminals onto our streets, out of our jails. It's crazy. Republicans believe our cities should be sanctuaries for law-abiding Americans, not for criminal aliens. In a Democrat presidential debate, Every single Democrat candidate raised their hand and pledged to give illegal aliens free health care, courtesy of you, the American taxpayer. They all raised their hand. I couldn't believe it. I will never allow Democrats in Washington to take away your health care and give it to illegal immigrants. The Democrat Party is determined to launch a government takeover of health care that would take away your doctor, eviscerate Medicare, and put every single senior citizen at risk. Republicans will always safeguard Medicare for our cherished seniors, always. We will strongly protect patients with pre-existing conditions, and we will protect your pre-existing physicians. How about that? Which the Democrats are not going to be doing. Thanks to our tireless effort to lower the price of prescription drugs, drug prices have declined in our country for the first time in more than 50 years. Think of that. But as we're working closely with your governor to bring drug prices down even more here in Florida, and other states, if they want it, they all will want it. And it's what Ron said. We're allowing your state to buy the identical drug, oftentimes made in the same factory, from other countries where the prices are 50, 60, and 70% lower. Can you imagine this? That's because our system is all screwed up. So I say, go to Canada, buy them, and it'll change. Watch what happens. Watch what happens with the drugs. But I'm giving Florida, and I'm giving some other states, we're giving Florida, though, the right to go and buy at a much lower price. Virtually every top Democrat also supports late-term abortion, ripping babies straight from the mother's womb right up until the moment of birth. That's why I've asked Congress to prohibit extreme late-term abortion, because Republicans believe that every child is a sacred gift from God. Democrats are now the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, socialism, and blatant corruption. The Republican Party is the party of the American worker, the American family, the American dream. And remember this, the Republican Party is the party of Abraham Lincoln. We forget. Abraham Lincoln. And I've always heard that the most important thing a president can do is the appointment of judges. I say maybe the military, because without the military, we're not so interested in judges, right? So I think maybe the military, but we've done a great job with that, totally rebuild. But we have appointed more than 160 federal judges, including Court of Appeal judges, to interpret the Constitution as written. And we'll soon have 182, which will be a record. We are strongly protecting our environment because we want America to have the cleanest air and the cleanest water anywhere on earth. Here in Florida, just as I promised, we have delivered over $500 million to fix Lake Okeechobee. Remember that? I kept saying we're going to do it. Gave you actually much more than $500 million, and we've had it fixed. We fixed the Herbert Hoover Dike, and we restored the ecosystems in the Florida Everglades. It's been incredible. And we did that all together. They've been talking about doing it for years. They didn't do anything. It's all almost finished. It's finished in some cases, but almost finished, and all the money has been gotten for Florida. I also signed legislation authorizing $100 million to fight red tide and other toxic algae that damages our coastal areas And now Ron's got the money that he wants, so he'll get it straightened out. $100 million. Together we will preserve Florida's majestic natural beauty for every generation to come. That's what we're doing. We're investing over $2 trillion. Think of it. Going to be up to $2.5 trillion in our military, including nearly $200 million for military installations from Eglin Air Force Base on the Panhandle. I love that Panhandle. Wow. Remember during the election, that great election night, right? Election night 2016, we're out there. Remember that? Was that one of the greatest evenings ever? Right? And Florida was coming in sort of even. We're doing well. A little ahead of schedule. We're doing well. And Florida was the first really big state. And we're going along and everything's all right. We're pretty even with crooked Hillary. And then all of a sudden, we hit a thing called the Panhandle. And it was like a rocket ship. The Panhandle. And we take care of the Panhandle. We love the Panhandle. We also spent a lot of money on MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, a lot. In Panama City, we're building big, beautiful ships for our incredible Coast Guard, what they've done for your hurricanes, and in the case of Texas, Puerto Rico. This state will also be playing a critical role in the 6th branch of the U.S. military, the Space Force. The Democrats are trying to stop it. They're trying to stop it, but I think we're in pretty good shape. We need it. That's the new frontier. You look at China, you look at Russia, you look at some of these countries, it's about space. We have to have it. We're behind, and we don't want to be behind. We'll never be behind again like that. Space Force, brand new. I withdrew from the horrible one-sided Iran nuclear deal. I recognized Israel's true capital and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. And we have recognized Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. They've been trying to get that done for 52 years. They've been working on Jerusalem and the embassy and the capital for many, many presidents. Everybody said, we're going to do it during the campaign. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Never got done. In fact, we have a man with us tonight, the ambassador to Israel, Ambassador David Friedman. Where's David? Did I do a good job for Israel, David? Great ambassador, great success story. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are confronting the brutal menace of communism and socialism. We are proudly supporting the great people of Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua in their righteous struggle for freedom. You know that. And to those who would try to impose the horrors of socialism on our country, I say again tonight, America will never be a socialist country, ever. This election is a choice between turning back to the path of American decline. We were declining. We were not respected. I can tell you that. We were not respected. Everybody took advantage of our country. And you see what's happening. We were for sale. This gentleman just said we were for sale. We're not for sale anymore. That I can tell you. But now we're continuing forward to a future of American strength and dominance. If you look at the dominance, look at what we're doing. Nobody ever thought they were going to see this. And American prosperity. It's a choice between whether our country will be ruled by the corrupt politicians and bureaucrats, and you've been watching, you know what I'm talking about. You think it's easy. They've been entrenched for a long time. Some very bad people, or whether we will be ruled by the American people. For years and years, you watched as your politicians apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America, and we are standing up for the incredible people of Florida. Thank you very much. With your help, we will lift millions more of our citizens from welfare to work, dependence to independence, and poverty to prosperity. Together, we will elect a Republican Congress to create a fair, safe, sane, and lawful system of immigration. They don't want to approve loopholes. They don't want to approve anything. They want people to pour into our country. And many of those people are very bad people. With the help of our governor and our great congressmen and senators, we will fight to give school choice to every child in America who needs it. We will enact trade deals. They're coming along great. We just finished our big deal with Japan. We just did our deal with South Korea. They were so bad, those deals. And we made them into great deals, fair deals. And if they don't want to make the deals, I say, that's okay. We're just going to tariff your product that pours into our country, like they do to us. But we are enacting trade deals that result in more products proudly stamped with that beautiful phrase, made in the USA. We will achieve new breakthroughs in science and medicine, finding new cures for childhood cancer, and ending the AIDS epidemic in America within 10 years. Can you believe it? We can do that. We now have the science to do it. And it could have been started before my administration, but they didn't do that, but I did it. Think of that. Who would have thought that was possible? When they told me about that a year and a half ago, I said, I didn't know that. And the doctors came in, they said, no, that's what we can do. We're going to end the AIDS epidemic within 10 years. Think of that. We will chart a new era of discovery in space. And someday soon we will land an American astronaut on the surface of Mars. That's what we're shooting for. NASA is doing a great job. And we have some private rich guys. They love rocket ships. So we say, go ahead, Elon. We say, go ahead, Elon. Play your games. Go ahead. You can use our property. Just pay us some nice rent, please. We will defend privacy, free speech, free assembly, religious liberty, and the right to keep and bear arms. And above all, we will never stop fighting for the sacred values that bind us together as one beautiful country, as one America. We support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. We stand with the incredible heroes of law enforcement. We believe in the dignity of work and the sanctity of life. We believe that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the true American way. We believe that children should be taught to love our country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we will always live by the words. And nobody will take those words away like they try to do with so many things. Nobody. Of our national motto, in God we trust. Nobody's taking it away. We stand on the shoulders of American patriots who crossed the oceans, settled a continent, tamed the wilderness, revolutionized industry, pioneered science, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, landed men on the moon, and made America the greatest nation in the history of the world, and we are making it greater than ever before. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country, and we're taking it back from some very bad people. We are returning power to you, the American people. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting. And we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. Our beautiful America is thriving like never before. And ladies and gentlemen, the best is yet to come. True, true. We will together make America wealthy again. That's happening. We will make America strong again. That's happened. We will make America proud again. That's happening and has happened. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Florida. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, wrapping